I got this dude, Lee Hustle.
Oh, shit.
Lee Hustle.
Y'all know Lee Hustle?
Yeah.
Very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4, Tae and Lam. Yeah.
All right. Just start by saying your names.
Wow.
So, you know.
Tay.
All right. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 minute. Just... All right, so Tay, I'll let you start. So go ahead and tell me about, just describe your cutlass, how it is, and how it's gonna be when you get done with it.
All right.
You know, like say like, you know, tell them like what kind of cutlass it is, what year.
All right.
Yeah, just describe it.
I mean, right now I'm working on a 86 Cutlass Supreme. It's pretty much stock right now. I mean, besides the engine, a few little upgrades been done there, but eventually it's gonna get a nice paint job. I ain't decided what color I want to go with it yet, but I was leaning towards a black. It's gonna be like a black. I want to do like a black and gold thing. I wanted to run maybe like a gold pinstripe down the side, and I want to do some all black wheels with a Vogue tire, so the gold still pops in it, you know. Of course, if you know what the Vogue tires is, that's the gold stripe tires. And I wanted to do a chop top in it as well, man. I was just telling Lam about this other day that I wanted to, I'm gonna take it somewhere and I'm gonna get the top chopped out of it. So all of the front seats, when you're sitting in the front seats, is like being in the convertible.
All right, and Lam, let's talk about your car.
Hold on. Now, put your shirt down a little bit. There you go. That's good.
I'm saying, I'm a stomach out.
Yeah, I was already watching out for you.
Oh,
bro.
shit. Hey, shit done rolled up on me and shit.
Yeah, I can't let homie go out like that.
Fat boy shit, man.
All right, you gonna lean up? That's me. Yep. All right, I'm good.
So you said what now?
And so talk about your car. Describe your car. Tell them what you got.
95 Thunderbird. Yeah, just been working on it, man. It was trying to do a lot to it, like paint job, body work. Like you see, I got like a temporary paint job on it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like just trying to get everything situated with it. Put the crocodile on the inside. Do a little bit of engine work to it. Might change up the rims, ain't no telling, man, but shit, that's my toy out there, though, you know what I'm saying?
What kind of rims you got on it right now?
It's 22s right now. I'm not exactly what brand it is. I bought them off of somebody, you know what I'm saying? But I'll probably get Foos. 24s probably. I found 5 stars, man, but shit, I don't know. Indecisive right now, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. And so, all right, so Lab, what is it about the Thunderbird? Because you said this is your fourth Thunderbird. So what is it about the Thunderbird that
I like the style of them, man.
you gotta say like I like the style of the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, Yeah,
You got to say it.
I like the style of the Thunderbirds, man. They got space in them and all that. You know, I'm a big boy. I need that space. There's a lot to it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody talking about, just like y'all was talking about Chevys. I like Fords, man. I grew up with Fords. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's what I'm stuck on right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And then Tay, so then talk about the caddy.
It's a 83 Coupe de Ville, man. It's West Coast style all the way, man. I mean, you know, we got 8 batteries, 3 pumps, 10 switches in it. I mean, a lot of work been put into that car. It's got candy paint on it with pearl paint. A lot of engine work, man. It's a lot of chrome in the engine, a lot of chrome underneath the car. I mean, a lot of money tied up in it. It's well over 10 grand in the trunk by itself. So.
And what do you plan on doing with it? Like when you finish with it, how's it gonna look?
Oh, when they go back in the lab, man, it's gonna come out. We're gonna probably go with the white diamond pearl paint job, and it's gonna have all gold Daytons on it. We're gonna change everything that's chrome. We're gonna get that done in gold. So it's definitely gonna be popping when they come back out, man. Like I said, I don't want to disclose too many of my ideas out there. You know what I mean? We got a lot of biters out here, so I don't want nobody to steal my idea before I can do it.
Okay. And yeah, well, I'm hoping by the time we're done, we might be able to sweep back and like while you're talking about it, be able to have the images and stuff going on it. Like when he's talking about his joint, have like some of the pictures and stuff from it.
Oh yeah. Definitely when we come back and do this again, I mean, it's gonna be some different stuff, man. Even the truck gonna be different. It's got a little makeover coming too.
Oh wow. All right. So what was the first cars that like what was the first car that you ever wanted or cop? Maybe y'all can go back and forth with this one.
First car I ever wanted?
Yeah.
First car I ever wanted that was obtainable, or just using your imagination to what you want? Obtainable. Man, first car I was definitely say probably a '96 Caprice or an Impala, man. I mean, I'm a Chevy man, so I wanted a Chevy, man. I would say definitely that for my first car that I wanted anyway. I would say at the age of where I could drive and legally own a car, yeah. A 96 Impala, 96 Caprice.
Yeah, mine was 86 on Monte Carlo.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm still stuck on those. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta find one. That's all there is to it.
So before we were recording, you were talking about you were breaking down like some of the different things. So like break down what about like a box Chevy is.
Box Chevy, man. That's a box Chevy is any Chevy Caprice or Impala made between the years of 1978 and I think 1990. Those are all box shaped. And then you got like you got the donks. The donks is anything made between 1970 and 1977. That's a donk. And then you got your bubbles. Your bubbles is anything from a 91, 92 to a 96. Those are all bubbles.
What do you think separated Chevys? And if you have a counter statement, you can counter them. But what do you think separated Chevys from the counterparts like Ford, Buick, and Dodge? Like what made Chevy such a staple in like the hip hop car culture?
Well,
or do you feel that way?
That's a hard one because I kind of feel like all of the manufacturers you name got their footprint in the hip hop culture.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's hella niggas that's gonna rap about box Chevys. They gonna rap about Buick Regals. They gonna rap about Dodge Chargers and Challengers and I mean everybody got their little footprint in the stand with hip hop as far as those manufacturers go. But I think what made Chevy stand out was because I really, man, it's crazy. I don't know, bro. It's like, with us being black, I don't understand why we love cop cars so much. And we don't want to be in the back of them, but we want to drive them. I don't know why. But it seems like any cop car, guys just want to own them and customize them and, put their spin on it, their flavor. But as far as Chevy go, I think Chevy just gets it gets more attention because I mean everybody probably had a granddad that owned a Chevy Caprice or an Impala or something that you rode in that car and you're like,
It's a lot more around.
I could do something to this. I could do this, I could do that, I guess they just was more obtainable. More easier to work on. I mean, once you start working on them, you realize they're a lot more easier to work on than a lot of other vehicles, especially in those years. I would say that.
So how does hip hop and the car culture, how do those two collide? Like how do they influence each other in your opinion?
I'm gonna say this. I mean, my opinion, with hip hop, hip hop they talk a lot about splurging and flashiness and all this stuff, and it was like with the old school car game, it's much easier to obtain a old school car than it is to get the newest Bentley, the newest Wraith, the newest Bugatti that they talk about. But you could get the old school Chevy Caprice. And you can find a paint shop that's willing to work with you to get your car painted. You can find a mechanic that's willing to get your car running right. You can find somebody selling some wheels that'll fit your car, that'll make your car look good. So I mean, with the hip hop culture, like with the way a lot of these artists they rap about the old school cars and stuff, like being a listener, you start to vibe to it and you say, well, dang, I want me a box Chevy, or I want me a donk. You know what I mean? I seen Trick Daddy riding his donk in his video. I seen Dre riding his 6'4", hitting switches. I want to do that. I want to see how that feel. I want to have me and my homeboys coming down the line, coming down the street. I mean, that's my opinion. I think hip hop definitely does have a lot of influence on the car world. For the urban culture, anyway.
Yeah, like flashing, you know what I'm saying? Bigger rims, the bigger the rims, they try to treat like more money, you know what I'm saying? Who got the most money? Like that, you know what I'm saying? It's just like jewelry, you know what I'm saying? Who shine the most? You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, the hip hop culture, is. Damn, I don't want to say this like that on camera, but with the hip hop culture, it's like they talk a lot about drugs and gangs and being gangster, and it's like and in the music world, it's like you wasn't a dope boy unless you had a Chevy, you had a donk. Real dope boys drove them, you know what I mean? Dope boys stayed low key because they couldn't go out there and buy the $100,000 Mercedes, but they can take this $500 box Chevy they got and sink $100,000 into that and make it look like it's worth $1 million. You know what I mean?
What's your favorite like hip hop car song? Both of y'all, like there's like a certain like song that just like is your kind of like go to, or kind of like make you think about car, like old schools or cars, anything like that.
Jeezy and a Cadillac was
You talking about Cadillac on 22?
Yeah, that's one of them. That's a lot of them though.
So say, yeah, say it.
It's
So
a lot
like,
of songs, yeah.
you got, like incorporate the question so like they know what you're talking about if they don't hear me.
Okay.
So like say, yo, that Jeezy is one of some, whatever.
Yeah.
It sound like. Hold on.
I'll speak first so you get an idea.
Not bad.
I'm gonna say one song that really makes me wanna, you know what I mean, get in the old school and ride like that. I mean, one song I can think of off the top of my head. There's many songs, but I'm gonna say one of my favorites at the time was "Touchdown" by Yo Gotti. You know what I mean? That song really, it really made me want to ride back in the day. Like, put that on, I'm a cruise. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna hit these streets. I'm gonna clean my shit up. You know what I mean? Hit the block. You know what I'm saying? Another one, Gucci Man, Giant. You know what I'm saying? That song. He was like, yo, I'm on 26s. Look at me glide. You know what I mean? I'm a giant. You know what I mean? And at the time when that song dropped like that, I had me a car with 26s on it. So it really influenced me to drive it even more. Every time I heard that song, like I just wanted to ride, man.
Down Remy, yo. That shit kicking in a lot. But yeah, one song that you know what I'm saying, that incorporated with the hip hop, you know what I'm saying, with rims and whatnot. That's that Jeezy with the 22s, Cadillac on 22s. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my first car was a Cadillac, you know what I'm saying? A Fleetwood. So shit, I don't know. You might have to edit that one, yo.
It's all gonna be edited up, man. Don't worry about it. It's all gonna be edited. So what? So would you say most of y'all influence with cars come from down south, like more?
I would say my influence of cars come more from down south, but I'm not biased and I'm a car enthusiast, so I kind of dip and dab in a lot of other cultures, you know what I'm saying? Like, as you can see right now, outside I got the truck, you know what I mean? I got the little tuners outside, I got the lowrider outside. The only thing y'all don't see outside is my Southern car. You know, you don't see my donk, you know what I'm saying? You don't see with my Cutlass that I'm building up, you know what I mean? But I just like all car culture. I just like all of it. Like I'm just a car guy, you know what I mean? I'm just not biased to one culture.
What about you, Lyle?
I'm about like him, man. Like, shit, when it comes to that, like, you know what I'm saying? You see a car and you like it, you know what I'm saying? You're going to do whatever to it, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, run that again. Run that back. Nah, I fucked up, man.
Yeah.
You good. They're going to edit all of that.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
It's not live.
Run that question again, though.
I don't even remember what it asked. I'll ready to ask the next one. What did I say? Hey, what did I ask?
Influence?
Huh?
Did your cars influenced by Southern?
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, yeah, I didn't even write that one down. I pulled that one off the top. That's what I have. I was saying that y'all. I seem like a lot of the stuff seems influenced by the South.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
yeah.
because I'm about to go into like the MPVs, SUVs, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
I mean, at the time, we ain't had no car culture, I feel like, for years. I mean, if you, I remember when I was coming up anyway, you know, being a kid, you know, watching music videos and stuff, you had Dr. Dre, you know, they had 6'4", 6'3" Impalas, they jumping up and down. And then you had like the New York rappers, Jay-Z, all of them guys, and Run DMC. They driving Range Rovers and Act Vigors and MPVs and you know, you know, Jeep Wranglers and stuff like that, the foreigns, you know, BMWs and Lexuses and stuff like that. It was like the South, we ain't really have nothing. We just kind of drove what everybody else was driving. I mean, and I kind of saluted the fact that the South came up with putting these big ass rims on the cars. And I would have never thought it would go so far as what it did. Now it's like worldwide. I mean, I done seen people in China, they doing it, you know, all other countries, man, they all doing it. I mean, maybe not as heavy as what the South is doing it, but they dipping and dabbing in our culture as well.
Oh yeah.
What area specifically do you associate donks with?
You mean
Like Florida, Alabama, Texas, Georgia, or just down south?
Oh yeah, if I had to say it, that culture came from a specific area. If I had to say myself, I would say that's more like a Florida, Atlanta type thing, because they real heavy with it down there. I mean, especially in Florida. Florida, the donk world is outrageous, man. I mean, if I see a hard donk in a magazine or on TV or something, it's like 90% of the time that car was built in Florida. That car has a Florida owner.
That's my fault, man. Close down volume on.
Tay, say that one more time.
The whole thing?
Or at least the last part.
Okay, yeah, I would say that if you seen a donk or an old school like that, you know, with some big rims on it that looks good, most of the time it's always a Florida owner or it's an Atlanta owner. I mean, it is a lot of the states, Alabama, you know, Tennessee, a lot of people out there, they putting together good projects, but it's like, I would definitely say like Florida is like the heartbeat of it, because it's so many of them down there, man. These guys are still doing it, and they doing damn good job with it. Like, man, I mean, I'm talking reconstructing cars from the frame up. I mean, everything, man. I mean, taking the old 350 engines out, they dropping the LSX engines in there that's computerized and all that stuff, man. I'm talking making cars faster than new cars, looking better than new cars. I mean, shouts out to the Donk Master. You know what I mean? The Donk Master took a 73 Caprice, man. He gutted the whole car out. And everything inside that car, from the engine to the interior, come out of a Corvette Z06. Everything.
And he beat vets with it.
And he beating vets with that car.
That shit crazy.
Okay. So you talked about donks, you talked about box Chevys. What is a slab? Because you said before off camera, you said your car is a slab. So tell people what a slab is, and then what region that's associated with, and how that difference from the other ones.
Okay, what's a slab? A slab is a caddy. Most of the time, between the years of, I would say 78 through 92, I think. Through 92, yeah. There was a slabs, you know what I mean? If you got a Fleetwood Brougham, or you got a, well, most of the time that's what they call the slabs, is a Fleetwood Brougham. You know what I mean? Brougham, however you want to say it. And I mean, the difference in between those and like donks and boxes is, I mean, I guess you could still consider a slab is still a box. It's still a box caddy because of the shape. I mean, that's where they get the names from a lot of times. It's because of the shape of the vehicle. And I mean, you know, Cadillac it's still a General Motors product. That's still made by the same company that makes Chevy box Caprices and stuff. It's coming down like the same assembly line, but the Caddy was like the more luxury version, man. You getting leather, you getting, you know, if it came with a sunroof, you getting a power sunroof, you getting power windows, power door locks. You getting Cadillacs back then, they even had automatic headlights. I mean, a lot of cars didn't come with that. That was sort of a newer feature to come with a car with automatic headlights that turn off by themselves. I mean, I had a 87 Fleetwood. I got an 83 outside, and well, my 83, it don't come with automatic headlights, but my 87, it came with automatic headlights. And I didn't even know it until after I bought it. I bought it, drove it home, and looked outside and realized the headlights were still on for a while. And then I looked back out, they were off. And I couldn't figure out why. I kept going out there fucking with the switch, and I couldn't figure out what was going on until I actually looked at it, and it has a timer right behind the headlights that you can switch. You can turn how long the lights will stay on the car.
All right. And I don't remember how I asked you this, but before, well, you were telling me about the car, like you almost got your dream car, and you didn't get it. But tell the SS.
Yeah.
So tell me like about why the SS is like one of your like favorite cars or whatever.
Oh, why
That's
the
right.
90? You want to know why the 96 Impala is one of my favorite vehicles? I mean, man, it was just the look. I just feel like that particular style of car was kind of made before its time. And with the Impala, it was like, man, you got all the horsepower that you wanted, like out of a Corvette in a four-door sedan. You know what I mean? And it just was a gangster car. I mean, a 96 Impala, man, it's like, it's the car all the dope boys wanted. All the dope boys wanted. I don't care if you was a Ford fan or you was a Chevy fan. If somebody dropped the 96 Impala in your lap, they were gonna take it. You damn, they would take it, definitely. Man, 96 Impala, man. Like I said, I almost bought one. I was going to buy one last week. I had my mind set. I had my money. I was ready to go, and I got there, and it was just a few things that kind of turned me off from the situation. But that particular SS, I ain't gonna lie, it was more of a hot rod than anything, man. I mean, I'm talking 383 stroker engine, 410 gears. It's set up with nitrous and all of that stuff. That was kind of out of my league. I mean, I ain't trying to be a race car driver, you know what I mean? And furthermore, I ain't trying to have something, I forgot to turn the NOS off and the car fucking blow up outside or something, you know? That was a little bit out of my league, man. But if I could find one, I know I can. But if I get back into the mindset that I'm gonna buy one, I definitely will go get one. I mean, I just kind of, you got priorities, you know. When you get older, you just kind of got priorities, and you start thinking about other stuff you could do besides spending, you know, upwards of 10 grand on another car. I mean, me personally, I don't need to be trying to buy no other cars. I think I got 8 or 9 in my possession at the moment, so.
That's a damn race car, boy.
Yeah.
So you one of the cars you had was the Yukon. What made you get what influenced you to get the Yukon, and what made you get that over like a Tahoe or a Suburban? Hey, in Lab, do you already well, never mind. I know all 6 of your cars. I was about to say, have you ever had a Yukon?
My influence to buy a Yukon versus a Tahoe or a Suburban is like I said, man, it was just the features. I mean, the Yukon, it came with mine anyway, it came with leather interior, sunroof, you know, I had a bigger engine in mine. It looked better too. If you look at I had the Denali. If you look at the GMC Yukon Denalis, if you look at the front of those versus the regular Yukon or the Tahoe or the Suburban, the front grille just looks way more better. It's got a big grille. The way the headlights are, it just looks a lot better to me. I mean, that was my influence to buy that particular one at that time, I would say. Yeah.
So I think y'all are younger. So were y'all around during the MPV era? Yeah.
Yeah, that was Wu-Tang era. What you mean? Yeah, man. MPVs. Oh, man. I remember back in the day, I can't remember his name. He had the yellow one around here. Yeah, that shit was fire. I used to love to see that joint, yo. Damn, man. I wish my brother would come down here for this conversation because he remember a lot of them.
Big Rod?
Yeah, the big rod that had the yellow bumblebee.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
Okay.
we talked to him.
But yeah, you tell him he definitely known, bro. These cats out here still remember them cars, man. Yo. Yeah, man. It was quite a few of them running around here at the time. I definitely just remember the yellow one right now, though. Right offhand.
What was the last shit they made though?
And if I'm not mistaken, the MPVs, even though that was supposed to be Mazda's minivan, I think the back doors opened up like a regular car. They didn't slide.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't slide back, I don't think. I think they opened up like a regular car. So that kind of made them stand out too. And then I remember guys back in the day, they used to, they had the bike racks on top of their shit. They would put the bra on the front, you know.
Oh yeah.
They probably had like some 17s or something at the time on there, you know, Tri-Stars, 5-stars. What was that other popular realm back in the day? The Assassins. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Assassins. Everybody was trying to ride those. Yeah.
Everybody do you know anything about the Mickey
Thompson.
Yeah. 'Cause, I know a couple people were saying that they had the Mickey Thompson tires.
Yeah, the Mickey Thompson tires, man. I mean, that's kind of what I'm riding right now. I'm just in a newer generation of that. That's basically just a mud tire. You know what I mean? Most of the time, if you was running Mickey's, it was a fat tire. A lot of tread, a meaty tire. Most time people ran Mickey's on like Broncos and Suburbans and Tahoes. They would run like Mickey's on there. I don't think Mickey's was like a low profile tire to what everybody rides nowadays. Everybody want to see more of their rim than they do the tire.
Yeah, but they're saying that when because him and the dude Chef Rose, they had him on the MPV and they made a sound. They make some kind of sound on the road. They both said it. I don't know what they're talking about, but they both talked about how the Mickey Thompson tires. I don't know, but
kind of like my MTs on my truck. They make a lot of noise, man. They roar. They roar going down the road. I mean, if my truck left right now, you would hear it coming back. You would hear the tires over the engine. You're going to hear the roar, 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 roar as it coming down the road. And I'm sitting here, if somebody drive my truck and leave somewhere, I can always tell my truck coming back because I can hear it way before they get here.
I think anything you feel like I'm missing out, like for like hip hop and the car culture. So what was the first time that you saw like a '64 Impala and kind of knew what it was like? What was the first thing that kind of put those old school Impalas on your radar? And y'all both can answer this. I'm like, Lab, you start. The
first thing that put that on the road for me, basically like that. What you said, the 64s, 64 Impalas,
or just Impalas in general. You know, like old school Impalas.
I say Snoop Dogg. The videos he used to have. That's how I used to see him. You know what I'm saying? That's what put me on him. You know what I'm saying?
What about you, Tay?
I mean, for me, it's basically about the same thing, man. I wouldn't even would have knew what a 6'4" was if it wasn't for Dr. Dre and Snoop. I remember being like 4 years old, 5 years old, watching Snoop and Dre videos on TV, and that's how I figured out what it was. I didn't even know it was called a 6'4" Impala. It was just a 6'4". I ain't any car that was old school at the time to me and it had them circle lights in the front. It was a 6'4". I didn't care what it was. It was a 6'4". That's what Snoop and Dre drive right there. You know what I'm saying? I just remember, being as a kid watching Let Me Ride, the Dr. Dre video, Ice Cube, Today Was a Good Day, And I don't even think that was a 6'4". He was riding in and Today Was a Good Day. I think that was I hadn't seen that video in a while, but I don't think it was a 6'4". I think it was a 6'3". 63 Impala, but that 1 year difference made a lot of, that's a big difference in the two cars because they didn't look alike. They actually looked a lot different if you really look at them.
Anything I'm missing? No. All right, so one more time, y'all can sign off, say your name one more time for the camera.
Wow.
Tell you, appreciate y'all, man.
All right.
Sweet. That was good, guys.
Hey, my shit was rusty, boy. I was off guard like a motherfucker. Man. I ain't gonna lie to you, though.